What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our weekly Palantir update video where we take a look at how Palantir stock traded this past week, key support and resistance levels that we have coming up. We'll take a look at some key pieces of news that we saw too that could really impact the stock one way or another. We'll take a look at all of that and kind of see where the stock could be headed in the future. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to drop that thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So real quick before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know I launched my Patreon page just today actually, where I'll be talking about, I know I covered some stocks here on YouTube, like 4 or 5 on a daily basis, but I'll talk about other stocks that I'm looking at for the week that I see value in, and then I'll also share specific plays that I'm making on those names, as well as alert on any kind of options contracts that I'm taking. So if that sounds like something of interest to you guys, sign up for the Patreon. Link will be down in the description. The other question that I've been getting is, what do I use in the videos for my charting? Here I'm using Webull, and if you like what you see here with Webull, referral link is also down in the description. It gets both of us some free shares, so make sure to hit that and sign up using that. So again, both Patreon and Webull link are in the description. And now let's get right into the video. Let me hit record and we will get right into it. So as we saw, a good week for Palantir. Well, not really a good week for Palantir, a good end to the week is what I should say for Palantir. So Monday we saw a sell-off right out of the gate, right? And then found support here at our 32s level, pushed up, and then sold off again below our 34 level. Tuesday, rinse and repeat, right? Sell off right out of the gate. And then kind of settled here between our 30s and 32 level. Wednesday, try to push up into the 32 level, couldn't do it. Thursday, same thing, pushed up, couldn't do it, pretty flat. If I draw a line here, right, you'll see Wednesday, Thursday were really flat. Friday, we finally ran up all the way to the $35 mark and then kind of sold off and closed in the low 34s. So now let's take a look at some pieces of news that came out this week that helped push the stock up just a little bit as well, and then we'll take a look at future levels of support and resistance. All right, so the first things first is the BP deal. It's a 5-year deal, I believe it was. Yeah, a new 5-year deal. Pretty much their data analytics software is using they're using it with BP to help with BP's digital transformation. BP is now going to use Palantir's tool for another 5 years, and this is kind of really interesting because that's what we are hoping for and expecting out of Palantir deals, right? We might see 2-year, 3-year deals, but once these companies start using Palantir for their data analytics, we're hoping that this will continue because the data is already in Palantir system, and Palantir systems can really help kind of, make sure that things are going the way that these clients want them to, which it sounds like for BP's case they were definitely able to do. They didn't disclose numbers, but they did say that it's a multi-million-dollar deal. They're not going to apply the tech to optimize wind farms, charging electric charging networks, solar generation, and other green activities. So that's also great because if BP is able to do all of this successfully using Palantir software, understanding that wind farms, electric charging, solar generation, and green activities are kind of where the future is headed, right? And they can kind of generate more income. Maybe some of that will flow over to Palantir as well, in terms of renewed contracts or additional contracts around that kind of stuff. So the other thing I want to talk about is this article by Investors Place talking about why Palantir's long-term prospects are brighter than ever. And it does sound, the title does sound like it was written by someone who's really bullish on Palantir. But they do have some good facts here, right? So let's take a look at that, right? They are talking about, hey, Palantir right now with the amount it's ran up, some people do consider it to be a bit overvalued, right? But this article, what it talks about is that they need to keep posting these contracts, these bigger contracts, to justify the current valuation of the company. But they also say that there's a high chance that the company will do that, right? They're talking about, their software, as we just saw with BP, helps the customers cut costs while also accelerating revenue. So it's a win-win for both of them as well. They're talking about one of its customers benefiting from the Foundry modules, already saving over $50 million within a few hours of use, right? And that's powerful because that is I mean, for that particular company, if they can keep kind of using Palantir software, but also if they go out and take this to other companies, they can be like, you know, here's what we did for X and we could do the same for you. Are you interested? Hopefully the answer is yes. But even outside of that, right, we saw the deal with BP, we saw the deal with Rio Tinto. I cover them on a pretty regular basis. The Pacific Gas and Electric Company in mid-January. So great contracts coming for Palantir. The future seems bright. I am long-term bullish on Palantir, continuing to hold my shares while also starting to, you know, while also trading, while also holding my shares in Leap. I play kind of, you know, where I see it's going to go on the short-term options plays. So let's take a look now at future levels of support and resistance. On Thursday, if you guys remember the video, if you guys have been around for a little bit, right, we were talking about this kind of down trend that we had seen here. This coming down, and we saw a little bit of a curve, right? We're starting to push up. We made a higher high on 204 than we did the day before. And so I had mentioned, you know, is the pullback done? Based on Friday's action, you know, that could very well be the case. So I want to kind of cover the upside and the downside, and then we'll take a look at where I think it's going. So first things first, let's cover the downside, right? Let's get that out of the way. So we are right here. If I go to the 1-day chart, we are hitting up against this 34.21 level. So the first level of support we have is this 32.86, right? Let me go back to the daily chart. Just wanted to kind of show you guys how close we were to that resistance level. We've got the 32.86, which is actually right there, but we've also got the 8 exponential moving average at 32.96. So we've got that level, 32.80s, and then this 32.90. So talk high 32s, kind of the first level of support. If we break through that, we've got the 21 EMA right at $30.96. And then if we keep going, we got the $30.30 something cents level of support. Then if we break below 30, we've got the 29.50. That's more than $5 down though. So hopefully we don't, or $4.50 down. So hopefully we don't see that. Again, to recap, we've got the first level kind of high 32s with the 8 EMA in this level, 21 EMA at $30.96. Then we've got the 30.30s. And then if we break below 30, then we've got the mid 29s. That's on the downside. On the upside, we're hitting right up against this level. If you guys remember, right, in the 34s, in the mid 34s. And then if we can break through that, we've got this high 36s next. And then we've got the $40.16 level next. If this trend continues, you guys, I think we push up for a little bit. Because we do have earnings coming up in a little more than a week, so a week and 2 days. So we could see a little bit of run into earnings. So I think that if this, you know, assuming we continue this kind of trend of curling up and keep going up, my goal for this week would be to kind of make a push towards the 40 level. So clearing this 34s, making a run towards 36s early on in the week, and then making a run at that $40 mark. I think that's a little bit ambitious, but I think if we can get the momentum there, we could definitely hit that. And then if we have earnings in on 2/16, not this week, but the following, we've also got the lockup expiration happening. So after that, I do think that we see a little bit of sell the news. Assuming, again, with earnings, it's all so based on the guidance that they provide, right? So they can come out and say, hey, we've had a magnificent quarter, but because we've ran up so much already into earnings, we'll see a sell-off. But if they come out and say, hey, by the way, we're launching this software that we think is going to be 10 times more valuable than something that we've done before, then it could gap up and keep running. But again, with Apple, I said the same thing. All else equal, a great quarter, but normal guidance, we'll see a little bit of a sell-off. So my goal again this week, maybe we come down to this 32s, establish a support at some point before kind of pushing up. But I do think that hopefully we start to push up, knock out the 36s, and then make a push towards 40 sometime this week, and then a little bit of sell the news to follow. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. As always, if you are interested in the Patreon, you want to see some option plays that I do, don't forget to sign up using the link below. If you want to sign up for Webull, link in the description below. Hope you guys all had an amazing weekend and have a great trading week ahead of you guys. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, let's remember to be a bit better every single day. And until next time.